going, guys? He's going. Welcome to the halfway point of our Wild Lao Northern Tour. Bringing you this video early. We're having car troubles. We are. Stick around, we'll see what happens. Heaps of good stuff to come once I get round to editing these videos, so be sure to stick around. Without a doubt, the best content gathering trip so far. Mate, I've just been blown away with what we have seen this trip. So those videos that have come when we finish this trip, but just throwing this one up there for you guys now, just as a bit of an update and what's happening with Rada. So we're going to find out. Good morning from Udumsai. This is our day off, guys. We're having a day of rest. We stayed here last night. We were supposed to stay at Mung La coming through, but we ended up pushing on. They did not have much in the way of accommodation there at the moment, mainly due to what happened in the wet season. It was one of the areas where the rivers just come through and absolutely devastated that whole district, the region. So we pushed on, got into Udumsai just after dark last night. We got ourselves, stayed at the Hong Fa. We stayed there coming up, just a normal room. They only had one room left, it was the VIP. Went in Udumsai, stay at the Hong Fa guest house and ask for the VIP room. The normal rooms, they're just average like everywhere else, but ask for the VIP room, 150,000 kip, which is about 14 Aussie, about 9 US. Nice clean bathroom. Look at this. King bed, little lounge for 14 bloody bucks. We're in the centre of town. Everything. We're about to walk up. I'm going to get pizza and beer at the charming Lao Hotel. The rooms there start at $75. They just start.
But how much here?
This is $9 US at 75.
It's $9, so fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. So if in Udumsai, going to the Hong Fa guest house, make sure you get the VIP room. So it's a lazy day for us. You can tell I even didn't shave this morning. Got Rado up here getting him clean because we're taking him to get see if we can get him diagnosed, see what is wrong with him. Have not been able to find a chef dealer along here yet. There has been a few mechanics, and we've got one more road to go along, see what's along there, and then we'll see what the verdict is. Hey, see if we're going to be able to continue on our trip, whether we're going to be stuck here for a few days and it's going to cost us an arm or a leg, or whether we're recommended just to piss bolt straight home. So today is kind of crunch day on where we go from here with our journey. We just got pulled over also at another checkpoint heading out of town. We drove up to the southern bus station, and that's the way you would head towards going down south, and they had a checkpoint either side of the road. Again, they asked us out of the car to check our papers. They got a little tent set up and a seat there, gave them all the papers. We were stopped yesterday also, and the day before. Usually leaving provinces, it's commonplace, but not once have we had, in the 4 or 5 times we've been pulled over at checkpoint, had to bribe our way out of anything. You know, a lot of people do comment saying how corrupt the police are, you've got to pay them. It's never happened to us if our documents and licenses are in order and we haven't done anything on the road or parked in a bad spot. So anybody wanting to come over here and travel around, don't be put off by the amount of checkpoints I see we've been pulled over at. It's only common when traveling interstate, into provinces. So if you're hiring a car over here and you have an international license, you got nothing to worry about, because that hire car should have all its documents in place. If it doesn't, hit them up for the bloody bill. Yeah, so that's all they're after. They are looking for something to be able to fine you with. The fine is steep, and that's where you get out of it lighter with a little donation to them. But if everything's in order, they're not going to put their hand out for anything. And as I've said, if they do ask for a receipt or a fine, write me that infringement. It won't happen. It won't happen. So those people who come over here and say they've hit, you've had to bribe them because you've done nothing wrong. Is it because of the paperwork on the car? Is it a hire car you've rented? Or is it family member's car over here? And then I would be questioning, is their paperwork up to date? Is everything in order? Because I've spoken to a lot of expats here and they're in the same boat as I. You do not have to bribe your way out of a checkpoint for doing nothing wrong. People say you shouldn't have to bribe your way out of it also. Well, you don't. Pay the fine. You will choose to pay that bribe because it is much lower than the fine that you will get. So, you know, if you're getting fined, you're doing something wrong. So it is your choice to pay that little donation. And like I said, you know, if you're having to bribe for nothing, why didn't you ask for a receipt? Why didn't you get the ticket? You know, and then go to the police station. They do not want you going to the police station if you've done nothing wrong. Those people who are complaining about how bad they are with having to bribe to do nothing wrong, I'd look at it a little bit deeper. Maybe there is something wrong, you know, with your paperwork, and you're just upset that you're being pulled over at checkpoints. They don't have checkpoints in Australia to check your registration and documentation and things like that, because most of the time they can pick it up passing you in a highway patrol car. They know if your car's registered or not. They don't here. They don't have that technology here. So they do have checkpoints to check people. You know, it's a safety thing. You know, are those dudes registered? Are they? Anybody? The police don't know. And that's how they check, through checkpoints. This dude wants to be on camera. Yeah, got you, dude. Where'd my wife go? Where'd my wife go? Udamsai. Udamsai is the province. Mungsai is the capital. Todd, looking good there, dude. Do need a shave, but. Hello, Sabadi. She wasn't looking up. So we will fang a ride here and go up the other part of the main drag. Straight up there is the hotel. We're yet to travel along this road just to see what type of car yards, dealerships, mechanics. Doesn't look very promising, but it doesn't. Little story about getting pulled over at a checkpoint in Vientiane on a Saturday night. And a Saturday night, it's in the city, in the middle of the city. It isn't for travelling in and out of the state. They are probably there checking on, they would be checking on your papers and that, but it'd be for intoxicated people, unlicensed people, and of course donation gathering if they can catch somebody out doing something wrong. Ed and Wendy, a couple of subscribers, they'd come to the restaurant. Lovely people, lovely people. They had done the slow boat tour down from Hoi Sai, crossed from Thailand into Hoi Sai, down to Pak Bang, Luang Prabang, and made their way down to Vientiane and of course our restaurant. Had a lovely dinner with them, both me and Neenee. We had a couple of beers. They had caught a taxi out to the restaurant. Time flew. Time flew. It was before we realised there wasn't many left in the restaurant. They were going to call a taxi, which would have taken ages. So I said to them, "Don't worry about it. I'll drive you back into the hotel where they were staying." I runs up, grabs the car keys. I've just had a pair of shorts, t-shirt on. Nothing else. Grabbed nothing else. We jumped in the car. No sooner got out of Nong Duong onto Asian Road, and here it is near the servo there. Police on either side. There was about 8 on S.E.Asia, 8 on our side of the road on the right hand side, and about the same out the front of the servo. They were pulling over everybody for anything, you know, people riding with no helmets on, pulled us over, and there was only me, Ed and Wendy in the car. I got no bloody license. I got no cash. And we've wound the window down. Ed's sitting next to me. Wound the window down. There's this policeman, older gentleman, and he's seen us. "Oh, S.E.Asia, hello, hello." You know, he shook our hands, and both our hands and that. And then he's looked at both of us. "Beerlao, Beerlao, Beerlao." I would have just gave him my license, you know, shown him the paperwork. The paperwork was there. There was no point showing him the paperwork because I did not have my license. Maybe if I'd given the paperwork, he wouldn't have asked for my license, but sometimes they don't ask for it. But without my license or without any ID, I had a couple of beers. If they wanted to play hard, I could have been down to the police station and on a fairly hefty fine. So, Ed, lend me 100k, mate. Lend me 100,000 kip. He's fumbling with his wallet. He'd never experienced anything like this. And I gave it to the policeman, and he's, "Oh, more." He's looking at Ed. And I said, "No, more. That's it, no more." And he's looking over at his mates, you know, the other policeman. And then he's, "Okay, cup Jada." And he's just walked away. You could call that blatant corruption. You could, but I was stuck. I was stuck, you know. If I had just, no, he would have asked for all the papers and things like that. But since he's seen Farungs in the car, he just probably knew we could just afford it straight away. I don't know. It was a funny situation I had never been in. But again, it comes back to, I was in the wrong. I'd had a couple of beers. I wasn't drunk by any means. If I was pulled over in Australia, I would have been over the .05, .07, .08. I don't know. Yeah, it was only a couple of largies, probably each over a few hours, but that's not the point. I had no license. I had no ID. I had nothing on me. He's taken the 100 grand, which is 9 Aussie bucks, 5 US, and that was it. That saved me a well over a 500 US fine if I had denied that donation. You know what I mean? I was paying the smaller fine, because either way I was going to get fined. Found my wife. What you doing, mate? Look at Neenee. Neenee thinks she's going to Tasmania. Look at Rada. He's a new man. He is. When I was younger and I had nice cars, they always sounded better after you washed them, didn't they? Not bloody Rado. No. We found a mechanic. We're going to go back there. The employees, the workers hadn't had lunch. It is nearly 1 o'clock, so we said we'll go have lunch and we'll come back. If we can't get a feed down here, we're going over to this hotel there. They sell burgers and pizzas and club sangers and Lao food and heaps of good stuff. But yeah, halfway through our Wild Laos tour, guys. Halfway through. As I said, this is a rest day. Wasn't even going to be videoing. But the places we've seen, the things we've done, the people we've met. Mate, you guys have got to stick around. We have touched the pointy end of Laos. I've thrown a stick across the border.
What you doing?
I picked up a rock, but it was white dog poo. You know, to throw a stick into China, alright? And it hit this bloody Lao tree, didn't it? We've been scammed by an evil Chinese lady.
我就说这个轮子里面是装2个，你非得说是1个。
谁跟你说是装1个？我什么时候跟你说是1个？
你刚才问，你说你见过1个轮子里面装2个的吗？那阿东也说是。
A scam, and people wonder why they try to avoid Chinese places. People wonder why people badmouth them. This does not happen in friggin' Laos. Pretty sure I've seen some of these dudes up north. Found some destinations I never knew existed that should be on everybody's bucket list. Some of the hill tribes. Hey, look at you, don't you look pretty? Incredible images, incredible video content in store for you guys. You're just going to have to wait until I get home before I edit it, but really looking forward to editing it for you. I am. Can't wait to see it in a video. Oh, okay. There's the Book coffee shop here. The Hong Far's on the other side of this park where we're staying. But yeah, as I was saying, guys, we are having car troubles. I'm surprised we made it down from the north. So bringing this video to you guys, jumping it in very early. It's not going to be anything flash, just an update. Give you a bit of an idea of what is to come. But we don't know how much further of this trip we're going to do. We're halfway there. When we come back from this mechanic, will be crunch time. See what they have to say. We have seen 2 other mechanics up north, and they're not real good with diagnosing things. You know, they look at me funny when I say come for a drive with me and listen to the noise. You know, usually you would know where to pinpoint and have a fair idea of what's going on if you can hear something, and gives you an idea to look, you know. You don't just lift it up and start wiggling things. Yeah, everything's fine. No, you don't go to a bloody doctor and he starts flapping your arms or twisting your toe or sticking his finger in your ear and saying, yeah, you're good. No, he listens to your heart. He takes your blood pressure. He gauges of what's going on inside. Listens, you know, to get an idea of your overall health. Well, the same thing with Rado. You know, they think, they look at me silly and I want to take them for a drive. When you hear Rado, I think you guys would know it's not a good sound. It's not, but we'll wait and see. I'm going to get something to eat and we'll go to the mechanic. Rado has had a hard life. 7 years of travelling to every province in Laos. And you've seen the roads. You've seen Road 23 in particular. Some of the places we've taken him.
Cause I lost my job 2 weeks before Christmas. And I talked to Jesus at the sewer. And the Pope said it was none of his goddamn business.
Right, guys, down at the mechanic over there, got Rado jacked up. He took it for a drive. He did hear it. It's a very bad whirring noise coming from the gearbox or the diff under acceleration. You take your foot off the gas, just roll, no noise. He tends to think it may be stuck in 4-wheel drive, but from my experience, when the car is in 4-wheel drive, it's heavier in the steering. You can feel the power in the front wheels. It turns differently. This feels no different than when it's in 2-wheel drive. So he's got it jacked up to turn the wheels like he is now. It's not in 4-wheel drive, dude. I was hoping it just needed some bloody grease in something, because I don't want it to be the diff or the gearbox, which usually that noise indicates, doesn't it? I'm really hoping there is some really cheap alternative that it could be, but oh no, looks like a diff problem, eh? He's getting underneath it now. He's just going to open it up. Do you open diffs up? Stuff if I know, but whether it's dry, whether it needs oil, and just make sure nothing is caught in the drive there of it. I'm hoping it's just a bit dry, needs a bit of oil, fix it. That's the best outcome for me. New diffs are good, eh?